what's happening is almost like a domino effect. You're sharing it with your listeners, and that also gets passed on to other people. So, it does have that effect, if you like, the grain of mustard seed. It starts somewhere, but it grows. And so, I do thank God that the organisations such as Vision are there, because it's something that I can refer people to as well.
And that's the way it happens together, everyone playing their part. Thank you to the 5 people now that have been a part of it already this hour. There's another $1,000 step on the board. $134,000 has come in already just in the first few hours of Visionathon, which is brilliant. We're 7% of the way to our goal of 1.9 million. We're believing to be there by Friday. The only way we'll do this is everyone playing their part. We're looking for 35 more helpers to be on board this hour.
And if you're new to Vision, you may not realise we are more than just a radio station. Yes, we do radio 24/7, but we also have the Word for Today, a daily devotional. We also have this incredible prayer line ministry where people ring in with their prayer requests and people listen, they pray, they love on these people. And it's just one of the many ways that we impact people. And someone who captures so many stories for us here at Vision is Eric Scatterbo. He does the story straight after Rise and Shine, Monday to Friday. He's in the studio with us now. Eric, welcome again to the studio.
So great to be here. And you just said that everybody's playing their part. My part this week is calling up listeners and finding out their stories. And I called up a listener named Kevin, had a good chat with him. He's a musician. He was telling me about his music and everything. And also he said that God has given him a boldness where he shares and leads people to the Lord. And he's using Vision's, the Word for Today, as part of helping them grow.
Today, the word for today, I've already forwarded it on to someone that needed, if you like, they were taking a step of faith. And also the other day, from my own personal circumstances, where it talked about, investments and things, about money. All those things are important. I thank God that Vision and their vision of what you're doing is spreading the word, either through devotional, through the internet, through the radio. I think that you have to use all the modern technology around us to extend God's kingdom. And so what's happening is almost like a domino effect. You're sharing it with your listeners, and that also gets passed on to other people. So, it does have that effect, if you like, the grain of mustard seed. It starts somewhere, but it grows. And so, I do thank God that the organisations such as Vision are there, because it's something that I can refer people to as well.
I love that he talks about the domino effect. It's everyone, he does his bit. The Word for Today sows into that as well. And everyone, it's just moving forward. There's a momentum that comes with it, but it is that domino effect. And Kevin's a part of it.
Yeah, and that's so great that everybody's playing a part, just like we were talking about. Our part is putting the words on the content on the radio. Yeah. Of course, the Word for Today is another part, and he's doing his part, sharing with people who he meets individually, and then using the Word for Today as part of that. Push those dominoes over.
There you go, as a tool or resource for what he's doing. And spiritually speaking, the Word of God is like a seed. The Bible describes itself as a seed many times. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 6, guys, says this, Paul speaking, he says, I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God has been making it grow. Amen. And that really sums up what he was just saying then, that, we gave him a seed, he's using it, he's multiplying it, but God's the one that's bringing the increase.
Yeah, absolutely, that's right. And that's what you're sowing into. When you make a donation to Visionathon, you're actually enabling that resource to be in Kevin's hands, and you're actually playing your part